Hey everyone, welcome to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II, the Pixel Remaster. I figured I'll try something a little different after my last Let's Play, which was a horror game. This is another one of my passions. This is a JRPG. And I wanted to play Final Fantasy II because I feel like it's kind of underappreciated. It's kind of the black sheep of the series, at least of the older games. But I think there's a lot to like about it. It was kind of a trailblazer in a lot of regards for like future Final Fantasy games. It invented a lot of conventions that would become the norm for later games, let's say. And I want to get into that more as we play and encounter all of that stuff. But yeah, let's just go. I'm using a replica Super Nintendo controller for this. For like authenticity. I mean, I guess if I wanted to do authenticity, I should use an NES controller, but no matter. Okay, I think the volume settings are all fine. Let's look at the gamepad stuff. This is all fine, I think. Alright. Yeah, this is the Pixel Remaster. We can choose a font. This was the original font, which is kinda shitty. But they added this pixely font with an update, which is also not fantastic. But I'll take it over the other one. You can choose between the original NES soundtrack and the arranged soundtrack. We're gonna go with the arranged soundtrack because it is absolutely beautiful and I love it. They did a really good job with it. And yeah, let's just get into the game. These are our 4 playable characters. I'm gonna stick with the canon names, I think. Yes, this dude is just called Guy. That's his name, deal with it. We got Firion, we got Maria, we got Guy, and we got Leon. Leon as Kennedy? We'll find out. Start the game with these names, yes. A long-lived peace. Is at an end. Oh no. Oh no! The Emperor of Palamecia has called forth monsters from the underworld and has begun his campaign for world conquest. God, that text moves fast. A rebel army arose in the kingdom of Fynn to thwart the Emperor's plans. But the rebels' castle fell to an all-out assault by the Empire. Left with little choice, the rebels withdrew to the remote town of Altair. Four youths from Fynn also found themselves fleeing the Imperial forces. They had lost their parents at the hands of the Empire, but their escape wasn't over. And right away we are thrust into combat. Yeah, this game is a standard turn-based battle system that Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 all share. Final Fantasy IV is where they got the active time battle system, but this is just simple turn-based stuff. So we don't really know what our characters like can do. None of them have spells or anything like that, so let's just attack. Uh oh. That's not looking great. Oh. Oh. Alright. Yeah, this is kind of setting the tone for the rest of the game. This is a pretty bleak game. Will he live? He will. I sense a strong life force within him. He should regain consciousness soon. We found him like this on the escape from Finn, fallen from terrible wounds. By the time we brought them here, I feared it was already too late. His life is not in danger. This sigil will strengthen his life force. We should let him rest now. Of course. We'd best be off to the meeting. I imagine they're already waiting for us. If the Empire is allowed to complete the dreadnought they're building in Bavsk, their attack will begin in earnest. We cannot sit idly by and watch. We must act. Alright. So, our heroes got saved, or at least one of us. This is Firion, our protagonist. Where am I? Leon! Maria! Guy! Where are you? The music is so nice. Firion, you're alive. I thought you'd... I'm fine, Maria. You seem alright too, Guy. But wait, where's Leon? Princess of Finn, save us. Oh yeah, Guy speaks of himself in the third person. That's just kind of what he does. You just deal with it. But Leon not here. I see. Don't worry. I'm sure he's okay. Da 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 da. Such nice music. So you've regained your strength. Very good. Your life force is strong indeed. It was you who saved us, wasn't it? Thank you. Forgive me, Your Highness, but there is something I must ask of you. Please let us join the rebel army. I could never allow such a thing. You know nothing of battle. You would only be throwing your lives away. Yeah, we kinda sucked in that intro fight, didn't we? You should return to your homes. But we have no homes. Not anymore. The Imperials attacked, and our parents... I am truly sorry, but that changes nothing. I cannot permit you to join our army. If you've nowhere else to go, you're welcome to stay here in Altair. If you know our password, you should be able to live here well enough. The password is Wild Rose. Remember it well. And, this is the keyword system that the game utilizes. Sometimes in dialogue, a word will be highlighted, and we can learn it, and we can employ it as a dialogue option when talking to people, which is kind of neat. I really like the system. It makes dialogue feel a little more dynamic. It makes you feel more like a participant. So let's use that. Let's use Wild Rose. The Wild Rose is the insignia of the Kingdom of Finn. It represents a hope for a flourishing future of strength and beauty. But what will become of Finn now? I've heard that the Empire's captives suffer there in confinement even as we speak. Maria, your brother Leon is missing, is he not? It's possible that he's being held in Finn as well. But Finn is far too dangerous to travel to now. The Emperor's beasts still stalk the streets. Gaining entrance to the city will not be easy. The man at my right is Minwu, the white wizard who tended your wounds. Speak with him before you leave. He may be of some assistance. Alright! Get a little overview of the controls. And off we go. We have like a little mini-map. I don't really like having that on, honestly. So I'm just gonna press it away. I find it a little obtrusive, and it also like spoils stuff in dungeons. If I'm getting lost, I can still like pull up the big map. That's how I'm gonna handle that. So I'm not gonna be shy about using the map, but I don't want to have it in a corner at all times. We can also use the left shoulder button to change which character is shown on screen. So I'm gonna be running around as Maria, because that's just how I roll. Let's talk to this guy. It's Minwoo. I see your destiny clearly. The future it holds seems closely entwined with my own. You will begin by journeying to Finn. That is the first step towards realizing your fate. You've wasted no time using the password. Heed well the information it will bring you. You can learn much of value by listening. I offer you one more bit of advice before you depart for Finn. Those who have fallen in battle can be revived at a sanctuary. Should one of you fall before you reach Finn, go without hesitation to the nearest sanctuary. Alright! So we got a lot of, like, exposition. So this is a game about fighting an evil empire. Final Fantasy 1 was about resurrecting a bunch of crystals. This is about fighting an evil empire, and I just realized saying evil empire is kind of redundant. I don't think there's any good empires. Imperialism is kind of bad. But yeah, this is like a very common trope in Final Fantasy games, is having like an empire for you to as the antagonist. And this is where that comes from. Let's talk to these dudes. They kind of look like red mages, just recolored. The port of Paloom lies not far east of here, but a lake separates us, so you won't be able to reach the town without a canoe. This is the rebel army's war room. Let's talk to this old man. Heading to Finn, are we? It's not my place to tell you what to do, but I'd reconsider if I were you. It's a dangerous place to be, you see. The city is crawling with the Empire's monsters. To the north lies a small village called Gatria. Judging by the look of you, you'd be lucky to make it that far. Before you go anywhere, I suggest you visit the room with the sigil that saved your life. There you'll find people who can teach you a thing or two about adventuring. I think you're going to need all the advice they can spare. Yeah, it might not be such a bad idea to check that out, actually. So, in case you haven't heard of this game works quite different from most Final Fantasy games. And we don't have levels. Let's look at our equipment, Firion. We do have some stats. Our characters have like different stats and such. But the way you progress in this game, the way you level your characters is by using like things in combat. Basically, it's like Elder Scrolls. If you use swords in combat, you get better at fighting swords. If you use a certain spell in combat, you get better at using that spell. If you get hit a lot, your HP increases, and so on and so forth. So depending on your behavior in combat, your characters develop. And you don't get levels or experience, you get incremental stat increases based on your actions. Which is a very interesting system. It's not super fleshed out. There are some problems with it. For example, leveling spells is kind of tedious, because you have to level each spell individually, and a lot of spells are kind of redundant. But it's still fun that all of your characters are essentially blank slates, even though they do have like different starting stats. But you can do whatever you want with them. Like Maria has the least HP right now, but you could turn her into a physical powerhouse if you want to. You could make Guy your white mage. You could make Firion your black mage. You can do whatever you want, which is pretty cool. And you can also give them any weapon that you want them to have. You can have them go sword and board. You can have them dual wield. It's very free form, which is fun. All right, nothing happens. Let's talk to these guys. Shall I teach you a thing or two about weapons? Sure. There are 7 weapon categories: swords, spears, axes, staves, knives, bows, and unarmed. Oh yeah, you can also like just fist fight enemies, and it's actually effective. Swords, spears, axes, staves, and knives are one-handed weapons and can be equipped along with a shield. It is also possible to equip 2 one-handed weapons, one in each hand. Equipping a bow requires 2 free hands, but allows a character to attack with the same damaging force from the rear row of the party formation. Fighting unarmed is another splendid choice and can be as powerful as any weapon. Unfortunately, equipping a shield cuts unarmed combatants' attack power in half. Yeah, so having a shield in one hand and punching enemies with the other hand, that's not really a build option in this game, sadly. So if you plan to find unarmed, it's probably wise to just skip shields altogether. Would you care to hear about the information displayed on the status menu? Sure. You can develop the attributes and abilities displayed on the status menu by fighting battles. Attributes such as strength and magic will change according to the actions you take in battle. Yes, I just explained this. If a character attacks, their strength and weapon skill may improve. Similarly, if a character uses magic, their spirit, intellect, and magic level may improve. There are 11 different attributes that can change. Would you like me to explain these 11 attributes in more detail? Yes, let's just go through this. Let's just be thorough. HP. If a character loses HP during battle, their maximum HP will increase. Participating in lots of battles can also increase maximum HP. So yeah, this is actually pretty good information. Because in the original NES release, the way increasing attributes worked was kind of esoteric sometimes. It's a little more clear here. MP. If a character's MP drops during battle, their maximum MP will rise. So if you cast a lot of spells and get your MP low, get more maximum MP. Strength. Attacking during battle will increase a character's strength. Simple enough. Stamina. If a character loses HP during battle, their stamina will improve. Spirit. Using white magic in battle will increase the caster's spirit, and spirit affects the effectiveness of white magic spells. Agility. Battling while your evasion is high will raise agility. This is a bit vague, but basically, if you want to increase your agility, it's a good idea to have your character be equipped with a shield, because that raises their evasion, I think. Intellect. Using black magic in battle will increase the caster's intellect. Magic. If a character's MP drops during battle, their magic will rise. Accuracy. As strength rises, so will accuracy. Equipping better weapons will also improve accuracy. Evasion. Being attacked by foes will raise evasion. Equipping a shield will also improve evasion. Ah, there we go. That's how that works. And I think that also helps with building agility. Magic defense. When foes cast spells on a character, their magic defense will rise. So it's not just dependent on your actions, it's also dependent on the types of enemies you fight. But you don't have to worry about it too much. You can kind of just go through the game and like be mindful of your actions in combat, but you don't really have to grind out specific stats per se. As you can see, it never hurts to try all manner of things in battle. You want to know more about the flee command, am I right? You can escape from battles by selecting the flee command. There's no point in fighting a losing battle. If a foe is too difficult, you're better off fleeing. Think carefully before you act. Yeah, fleeing is only easy if you have a high evasion though, I think. Shall I tell you about chests? Treasure chests can contain things like items and gil. Many treasure chests also hold rare items you'll not find for sale in any shop. If you're lucky enough to come across such items, hold on to them. But treasure chests aren't all gil and glory by any means. Some chests conceal monsters lurking within. There's no way to know what's inside a chest until you open it, but monsters often accompany especially good loot. Would you like to hear about monsters? There are many different types of monsters. Some monsters are vulnerable to certain types of attacks. For example, the undead are weak against fire, and aquatic monsters are weak against lightning. However, there are also monsters that absorb particular elemental attacks. Casting fire on a monster made of flame will heal it instead of doing damage. You can damage zombies and other undead with restorative magic like Cure and items like Garlic. Yeah, these are all like Final Fantasy staple things. But be careful when using spells that steal HP or MP, such as Train and Osmose. When used against the undead, these spells can backfire and hurt you instead. What would you say to a little lesson on skill levels, eh? Skill levels can be divided into two broad categories, weapon skill levels and magic skill levels. But wait, there's more! Weapon skill levels are divided by weapon types, such as sword and axes. Similarly, magic skill levels are divided by spell. Spells like Cure and Fire each have their own skill level. Yeah, I kinda wish that spells, instead of each spell having their own unique skill level, it was category-based, like the weapons. Like, that would make leveling spells a lot less tedious. Attacking with a given type of weapon improves the corresponding weapon skill. As your skill levels rise, your attack and accuracy with those types of weapons will likewise improve. Casting a given spell improves the corresponding magic skill. Spells become more powerful and effective as their skill levels rise. Yeah, but they also become more expensive. You neglected to mention that. Would you like to learn about armor? There's 4 types of armor: shields, helms, body armor, and gloves. Shields are equipped in the same fashion as one-handed weapons, in either the right hand or the left. Since wearing a shield only requires one hand, you can also equip any one-handed weapon along with it. Should you so choose, you can equip 2 shields, one in each hand. This makes you attack empty-handed, however. This was a legit strategy in Phantasy Star 4, just put 2 shields on your mages, and they'll be a lot more resistant. Helms are equipped on the head, gloves on the hands and forearms, and body armor, of course, on the body. Yeah, you don't say. Provided you can afford it, you should always keep your party protected with good armor. Yeah, but armor also has like different weight. They kind of neglect to mention a lot of mechanics. Like heavy armor also weighs your character down and makes them like less agile, I think. I don't suppose I could interest you in a lesson on magic? Sure. There are 2 schools of magic, black magic and white magic. White magic specializes in healing and support spells. For example, Cure restores lost HP, and Life revives characters who've been KO'd. Black magic, on the other hand, specializes in offensive spells. Blizzard deals ice damage, Thunder deals lightning damage, and so on. Characters can learn both black and white magic spells in any combination they choose. However, a character can only learn a maximum of 16 spells. That's more than enough. You can use the Forget command to remove any spell a character has already learned. Forgotten spells can be learned again, but the levels reset to 1, so use caution when forgetting spells. Formation command. Use the formation command to assign characters to either the front or rear row of the party. Party's battle formation. This is also new. This was not in Final Fantasy 1 as far as I know. Characters in the front row can attack using any type of weapon. Characters in the rear only do half damage when attacking with anything except bows or magic. However, they only receive half damage from enemy attacks. I think that only goes for physical attacks though, not for magic or special abilities. Assign each character to the row that best suits their abilities. How about a lesson on key terms? In the course of a conversation with someone, a particularly important word may come up. Yeah, I already explained this. When this happens, 3 commands will appear: ask, learn, and key items. Oh yeah, you can also show key items in that instance. Select learn to commit the key term to memory. You can then use ask to ask people about any key terms you've learned. Keep in mind that only certain words can be learned in this way. To show someone an item from your inventory, select key items. When you learn new words or find rare items, you should ask people about the words or show them what you found. Alright, that was a lot of input. Most of it's pretty basic, but again, this game works very differently, so it's kind of good that they explain how the leveling and stuff works up front. You're in the rebel hideout in the town of Altair. Gordon, the Prince of Cashion, is hiding out here in Altair. I don't know what happened, but something has made him lose faith in himself. Princess Hilda fled here when Finn was sacked. She's doing a remarkable job of leading the rebel army while His Majesty recovers. So we are trying to fight the Empire, but we are supporting the monarchy. I'm not sure that's much better, honestly. And we find a potion. It's the classic Final Fantasy setup of empires are evil, kingdoms are good though. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, we can hold down the B button to dash like this. Also there's diagonal movement in the Pixel Remaster, which is very nice. I can really quickly get from A to B. This is the King's Bedchamber. His Majesty was grievously injured in the flight from Finn. He's been resting here for some time now. Let's talk to the king.
An arrow struck me in the back during the battle, leaving me in this state. Perhaps I really have grown old. My daughter, Hilda, now serves as regent. You should speak with her.
Okay, that's all he has to say. But yeah, Hilda runs the show. She's girl bossing it up. So for now, our objective is to go to Finn and check that place out. The town that's occupied by the Empire. See if we can save anyone. This is Paul. I'm Paul, greatest thief in all the world. They've yet to invent the loot I can't burgle or steal. The Imperial coffers have kept my purse fat with gil lately. I never steal from the rebels, you can be sure of that. My home was in Finn too. I can't even go home now that the Empire has occupied the city. So yeah, here we have a named NPC here. I am a little sad that the Pixel Remaster doesn't have character portraits. I mean, we have them in the menu. It would be cool to have them in dialogue too, I think. I mean, I know they wanted to keep it as close to the original as possible, but still. Also, yeah, as you can see, all of our weapon skill levels start at 1. Characters have different stats. Like, Maria is a little more leaning towards black magic. Firion is very balanced. Guy is leaning a little more to, like, physical strength. And, usually I would do something more interesting with these, but I kind of feel like leaning into their strengths for this playthrough. So, what I'm gonna do, the way I'm gonna build our party, is I'm gonna make Firion a sword and board paladin. He's gonna get sword and shield, he's gonna get white magic, he's gonna be our dedicated healer. Then we got Maria. Maria is gonna be our black mage. And I'm gonna train her in bows, I think, because I wanna keep her in the back row. And she can make good use of those. You could also equip her with staves. But I want to make her a bow user. I never used bows in this game, so I want to try that. So we have white magic covered, we have black magic covered. Let's make Guy our frontline fighter. He's gonna go full strength, class cannon kind of deal. He's gonna dual wield. And I think I'm gonna equip him with axes. He's just gonna be like a berserker with an axe in each hand. That's how I'm gonna build them. Okay, let's check out the store. This is an armor shop. We should probably outfit our party. I'm not sure what to spend the money on first. Probably magic. Because we do have some basic equipment already. They already have the weapons that I want to use on them. I'm really making it easy on myself for this Let's Play. I'm sorry if you wanted to see some like crazy builds. I mean, we're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna do some fun stuff with Maria especially. Don't you worry about it. She's not gonna be your standard elemental caster. I have great plans for her. Tabul, the fellow over in that weapons shop, is one fine blacksmith. I think something's been bothering him lately, though. Okay. Well, we could do spears. We could do spears too, but there's not that much of a reason. I think swords are just kind of flat out better. I mean, I guess they have higher accuracy. I've used spears before in a playthrough and they're fun. But I'm not gonna use them for this one, I think. This is Tabul. What could you want with me? I'm just an old man. Are you though? Ah, the geezer act is just a cover. My name's Tabul, and I'm the best darn blacksmith in the rebel army. That's good to know. So we got some colorful characters in the starting town, much more so than in Final Fantasy I. Paul's a skilled thief, but don't you worry. You can trust him. Oh, he only steals from the Imperials. So he's like a Robin Hood type figure. Let's talk to this dweeb. My name is Gordon. I was once a prince of Kashuan. Now I'm nothing but a coward. When my brother, Scott, fell in battle, I abandoned my kingdom and fled here. So you've asked to take up arms in the struggle? I'm so afraid Hilda will turn me away that I haven't even asked her. I've been stalling here. I'm just a spineless coward. Go ahead, love. I deserve it. Yeah, you're kind of pathetic, my guy. You're kind of pathetic. Not that I'm not a little into pathetic men. Just a little bit. But I think this guy is going too far. Okay, let's see. Let's buy a Cure Tome. And we have 3 elemental spells. Because leveling spells is so slow, I'm just gonna focus on one of them. For now, I'm gonna get more from Maria eventually. Right now, I'm just gonna give her a Blizzard Tome. Let's make her an Ice Mage. It is a good idea to cover the other elemental stuff too. But for now, I think this will suffice. So yeah, you just select a tome and select a character that you want to teach the spell to. That's how learning magic works. And everyone can learn every spell. Again, this is incredibly freeform. Let's see here. What's in this? Oh, that's a rebel hideout, isn't it? No, this is the sanctuary. Ooh, this place is pretty. I really like what they did with like the lighting, with the like little effects and animations with the torches and candles. The pixel remasters are very pretty looking. So this is where we can revive our party, should the need arise. Alright. We do have some money left. Do we want to get some armor, maybe? Let's see. Might not be a bad idea to get... Well, let's just get some leather caps for everyone. To get some better protection. There we go. We only have one potion, which isn't great. But we should be fine. Can we save in towns? No, we can only save on a world map, I think. So let's check that out. Listen to the beautiful world map music. Let's have a look at the world map. Notice how the entire world map is basically one big landmass. You can reach almost every part of this map, apart from like some of the islands you see here, by foot. Which is very different from how it worked in Final Fantasy map, where the world map was like one big puzzle box that gradually opened up as you got more vehicles and key items and such. In here, the only thing stopping you to go to like the last town in the game is the enemies are gonna be very strong and gonna kick your ass on the way. And I really like this. I really like how open this game is in terms of like exploration. And I might show off something fun in another episode that we can do right at the start. Because there is a way to get to the final town with all of the best spells very early in the game. And in a way that's pretty safe, too. We can't really do much there without grinding our ass off to get enough money to buy all the stuff. But it's possible. Also, God, the music is nice. And here we are in combat. So one thing you can also do in this game, you can target your own party members. So we could train our characters by just bashing our own heads in. And for some reason, this is like a big point of contention for people who don't like this game. Or this is like a big point of criticism, rather. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that you can do sparring like that. And it's not like it's necessary. People act like the game forces you to do this. It really doesn't. It's relatively effective for building up HP, but you can also just fight normally and get by fine. So it's really not a big deal. So let's train our magic a little bit with Maria. And there we go. And at the end we can see our progress in our different skills. Isn't that nice? Also, I don't have any gil anymore. I kind of wanted to buy a second axe for Guy. Actually, let's try that out. Let's cast Blizzard on our own party. Because it's a very low level, it shouldn't do that much damage. Does not. Yeah, axes don't have great accuracy for now. But this gives us an excuse to cast Cure. And level that up as well. And this is kind of what I like about the game. It makes you like think about what actions to do. You're not really button mashing your way through combat. Yeah, thankfully this poison status, in fact, I think it's called Envenomed. Oh yes, we got some weapon levels. We got some HP ups. Nice. Thankfully this poison status doesn't last outside of combat. There is a poison status that does. I do like the battle backgrounds for this. I used to play this game. This game had like a Game Boy Advance release called Dawn of Souls. It was bundled with Final Fantasy 1. And I just used to play this a lot because I had it on a handheld. Let's check out this place. This is the town of Gatria. This is the village of Gatria. Finn is just over there across the lake. See? Let's rest up. I think the price of the inn is dependent on how hurt you are. I'm not sure exactly how it's calculated. I shouldn't have a lot of money to buy things though. 60, 67 gil. Yeah, all of these items are very expensive. Look at how much an ether costs and a phoenix down. But you can buy elixirs, which is interesting. Yeah, I can't really afford much right now. Also, I don't think this town has anything new equipment-wise. There's a pub just on the outskirts of Fynn. When the Empire invaded, the barkeep didn't make it out in time. They say he's still working there, pouring drinks for the Imperials. The Imperial forces have occupied Castle Fynn. The gates are drawn and no one can enter. And with Imperial troops and monsters roaming the streets, the city isn't any better off. Yeah, this is like an old school RPG where you're like expected to talk to NPCs to get like hints. So the barkeep at the outskirts, that might be worth checking out. Gatria and Altair haven't fallen into the clutches of the Empire yet. But once the Dreadnought is complete, nothing will be able to stop the Empire. That's the second time we heard of this Dreadnought. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, the equipment shops have the same selection as Altair for now, I think. There's really not much reason to check out this town except for talking to the NPCs. Can I get a second axe? Why do we have 3 leather armors, but not everyone is wearing one? Okay, we should put one on Maria as well, honestly. And sell one of these bucklers. Sell that, and we have enough money to buy our second axe. So let's get on that. Hell yeah. Now Gaia's dual wielding. Okay, I think that's all to check out here. I really like the way these houses look, the way they're like overgrown and like the red brickwork. Very pretty. This is like such a small town, and it's the only place that looks like this. Such a nice detail. Alright. My voice is starting to fade. That was a lot of text reading. I should have expected that. This is a JRPG after all. Anyway, thanks for watching. Next time we're gonna reach the town of Fynn and check out what's going on over there. Thank you for watching my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!